Welcome to an awesome edition of Rebellion's educational series. We will look at Italy and artificial intelligence with AI expert Matteo Testi, who's the chair of the Deep Learning Society of Italy. Matteo, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you, Alex. I'm delighted and happy to be part of this webinar, or I should say show.
It's an online TV series. And so, it just kind of, happened out of nowhere. Rebellion is a machine learning think tank, but because the shows have taken such a diverse turn from military to space, we're looking at everything. And we want to look at today Italy, which, is a country of grave importance to me because I'm actually more Italian than anything else, according to 23andMe. So go Italy. Obviously now I'm an American, but I love Italy. Been there almost 30 times. Traveled there so much since I was a kid. And I want to know, how is Italy going to soar ahead economically with AI? When is it going to happen? I believe that it will be. Am I wrong, first of all? Tell me your thoughts.
Well, Italy in AI, it's, I think, a bit different from other countries in Europe and US or America. So it's growing, the AI community, the AI job, and government, university, and the company are trying to understand how to use it. But if the question, as a lot of people ask me on LinkedIn, for example, should I move to Italy to get job in AI? My answer is not. You don't, because we are not in the right time to be the first country.
Is the government investing yet in AI companies? That's something we've seen in a lot of other countries where the government has created funds to invest in AI startups.
Not compared to the other country. For example, usually we invest 100 million in AI, but it's not compared to UK, for example, or in US. So it's just moving step by step to invest in AI, but not with the right range in this field. So also in the startups,
So if you were an Italian startup, do you want to move your headquarters out of Italy, or do you want to stay in Italy?
I think the best setup is move the headquarters in US or UK and take part as like operational and development in Italy. Because in Italy, there are a lot of professional skills in AI, professor, researcher. But if you want to try client, if you want to find investment, US is the best place to find investment in AI.
So that's the story of the AI scene in Italy. A lot of very skilled researchers and developers, but you haven't had a significant growth yet in the business community. You have not had an investment from the government community. So really, academia, universities are the main sources of, AI movement.
Yeah. The academic and the researcher can find a lot in Italy, but when we move to the company is not ready to use the AI. So the job market in Italy compared to the other countries is a bit different in terms of course, in salary.
So you have both an issue where Italian corporations are not embracing AI and the government is also not embracing AI.
No, not yet. Just moving, but slowly, because they don't understand how to use AI. For this reason, a lot of people, a lot of researchers with a great background, a great paper on it, moving to the company and doing another job. So they ask to do a data scientist, my baby is a developer.
Matteo, let's say I were a single internet or technology entrepreneur making $1 million a year, and I fell in love with an Italian girl, so I moved to Italy. What type of taxes would I be paying on $1 million a year of earnings in Italy?
50%.
50%. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's the tax rate is not good.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
no.
No, Ukraine has been by far the most impressive from a tax rate. It's like 4.5%, I think, as tops out at 5 or 6%. However, you have to live in Ukraine, which is not the same standard of living as Italy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the tax rate is I think it's the bad situation that we can find in Italy, because we want to, I am an Italian company, so I want to help my country to growing in this area, but with this tax rate it's very difficult, because I want to invest, to hire new people, to develop new solution, but with the Italian government it's very difficult.
See, now, that is an issue, and I know Italy has been famous for having more lawyers per capita than any other country in the world.
Yeah, 300,000.
Yeah, that's you know your stuff. So, Matteo, tell us more. What are you excited about? How is your robotic sector? Do you see much growth in Italian robotic companies?
Well. In robotic section, I think in the field of medical stuff, the Italy is not bad as in AI. So I think there are a couple of investment. I know a lot of company in Italy, startups, doing a great job in robotic sector with focus on healthcare. So if I have to compare with AI in terms of software or product, I think it's much better.
Is there much of a biotech sector as well? Drug development, does that have much of a sector?
Yeah. My company is moving to the drug develop, but it's too cutting edge for Italy. So I try to explain the next future in 10 years is the personalized medicine. But in Italy, there are a lot of problems to understand what is drug design and the data. So you can't find a hospital join to the project and give us access to the data with all the privacy stuff and so on. So this is the first problem.
I see. Yeah, no, if data isn't available, it's going to be very hard to develop smart healthcare. So much smart healthcare is built on data, and deciding when a patient is due here or there, will have what issue when, and how to obviously manage hospitals and be more efficient. But okay, so Italian healthcare seems to be, though generally a bright spot in your AI world. Plus, I believe Italian Energy, E&I SPA, which is gigantic Italian energy company, has have they not embraced artificial intelligence? I believe.
Okay, in energy stuff, I'm not too deep in this stuff, but I have a couple of friends that have company, and they moved to try to solve some kind of problem in AI referred to energy. But for my point of view, the most AI in AI, it's covered on healthcare. So we still try to develop new tools in AI, because when you try to explain AI in terms of cancer detection, it's much easier to understand for Italian government, for client, that's drug design. A lot of people doesn't know nothing about drug design or personalized medicine.
Is there anything like an Italian Silicon Valley? Is there a major tech area in Italy?
Milan, I think the north, it's just try to be, it's funny because 1 hour ago, I spoke with a big investor in Italy and say, I want to be the north of Italy, Milan and Turin and so on, be the next Silicon Valley. It's a good idea. I think we have the people that doing great stuff, have a great background and university stuff. But I answer this question with where is the money to building a Silicon Valley, because no, it's not 10 million, 100 million, it's 1 billion to build in a very good Silicon Valley stuff in Italy. So we're just moving. Well,
so you see Italy very much at the most early stages.
yeah, this is the right word, early stage, with a lot potential for doing a great job in the market. For example, we sell a lot training online, on site, workshop in Italy, because people want to know. But when you try to build some scale up company, for example, focus on a solution or product, it's another stuff.
How expensive is labor in Italy? How expensive is it to hire an engineer?
Well, entry level, 30,000 euro per year. Middle level, 13, 15,000 per year, and senior level, 16,000 euro per year.
Okay. You said 16,000 or 160?
60, no, 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 160, 60.
60,000 as a senior level engineer in Italy?
Yeah.
So the labor in Italy is actually cheap then relative to other countries. That's something very interesting. A strong healthcare AI sector and cheap labor, because you have a very government subsidized education sector, which is, you have a very educated capita in Italy, something I found very interesting. However, you have a lack of jobs for these very educated individuals. And so, I'm a senior programming engineer in America making $150,000. So, so maybe, more AI engineers in Italy should move to America or consider that. Or, obviously, American and other foreign companies should harness the Italian AI brilliance, which is obviously there in abundance. So this has been a great show. Really, you've really just been a fantastic guest, Matteo. Do you have any closing thoughts before?
Yeah. I just write a couple of phrases for you.
Oh, please go. We'd love to hear them.
Well, I want to say thank you, because we know each other for a while, I think, on LinkedIn, but for a while. And you did a great job with this show.
Oh, thank you.
You cover different area with important guests. And I think your work is amazing to reach people around the world and help them to have a deeper understanding of what's going on in this new area. I want to suggest to all my network to follow your show. Oh,
you're very kind. No, I just have a really huge love of education, and ABL, always be learning. So, and that's kind of the way I am. I just constantly want to take in more information, and you were fantastic and gave us so much information today. And I hope this episode gets, seen by many students and colleagues for years to come. Matteo, stay safe and be well during these crazy times.
You too. Thank you, Alex. Ciao.